So, good morning, everyone. People will come on when they're ready. Today, we're going to talk about goal setting and achieving. I think there's very big differences here. Goal setting is where you literally say, okay, I'm going to set a goal. And quite often that's done in what we call the conscious mind. Now, if we're setting our goals in our conscious mind, and a lot of personal development people do this, and the mistake is that you then will head towards it and you'll go, I can do that, I can do that. That man or that woman told me I could do that, I can do that, I can do that. And then you run towards this goal, and at no time have you given any thought to the way you feel about it. Does that make sense? Because you haven't addressed your subconscious. So you've got this conscious mind heading in that direction. That's how I got lupus, guys. Just going for the goal, going for the goal, going for the goal, going for the goal. At no time did I hear my body saying, you could wear out. Does that make sense? So we go for the goal. Also, doing that quite often means that you may let it go. You might say, you know what? This isn't working for me. I'm going to let it go. It's all right for her. It's all right for him. And you throw the towel in. How many people have done that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah? All right. The reason why we throw the towel in is because you're not emotionally attached to the goal. The only way you can be emotionally attached to the goal is to bring it into your subconscious. And how do we do that? And that's what I want to teach you today. So I want you to write out the word goal, G-O-A-L, down the side of a page. Hey, Dara, I can hardly see you, darling. All I can see is your ceiling. There you go. Okay, so under G, I want you to put that you get very clear about what your goal is. And to get very clear about what your goal is, you need to ask your subconscious mind. That means closing your eyes and going into a space where you say, I am so happy and grateful now that what have I got? Yeah, we won't do it just yet. I just want to go through the process first. So the subconscious mind is symbolic. It needs a symbol. So if you want a house, what does the house look like? Get very clear about what that looks like. If you want a person in your life, what does that person look like? Don't give them names, but what does that person look like that you want to attract? If it's a business, what does that business look like that you want to attract? If it's more money, what exactly is the amount that you want to receive, and when do you want to receive it? So get very clear about your goal. Okay, for those of you coming in, I'm starting straight away, as I said to you I would be, because I'm training NLP today. So we've written goal, G-O-A-L, down the side of the page. The G is getting clear about your goal. What is the symbol? What is it? The picture. You need to create a picture about what this goal is. Now, the way I do it, and I'm going to show you this up on the screen, is I do it like this. See the 3 chairs? So in order to create the picture, I sit in chair number 1 first, and I ask myself, what is it like for me now? What is it like for me now in my health, in my business, in my career, in my family life, in my spiritual life, in my financials? What's it like for me now? And get honest and write about what it's like for you right now. And just write and write and write until you've exhausted that. And even when you come to what we call an empty space in the conscious mind, even when you come to that space, is there anything else that you need to write? And just be honest about what you need to write. Then you move over to chair number 2. Now you can do this in the backyard. Move over to chair number 2. right? So you're anchoring now a whole new feeling, right? Now, chair number 2 is where you're going to set and achieve. This is how you're going to set your goal. What is it you want instead? In your health, in the same areas. What do you want instead? What do I want to see in my finances? So my goal is to wake up every morning and not have to think about money. What's yours? Yeah? I remember a lady saying, I want to be able to earn $10,000 at the end of the month. Sorry, I'm laughing because I've got this gorgeous lady holding my computer so I can talk to you, and her scarf went over the camera. How gorgeous. Janice is showing you what we're doing, complete with dog. So, you need to be very clear about what it is you want instead. So when this lady wrote, I want to see $10,000 in my hand at the end of the month, she had $10,000 in her hand at the end of the month. What she wasn't clear about is that the check was made out to her. Wow. So the check needs to be made out to you. Or we don't use a check. It needs to be clearly in your bank account that $10,000 is in your account at the end of the month. Or what I would do now is do goals up until the 1st of December. What do you want to see by the 1st of December this year? Especially in your health, in your finances, in your business, what's happening in your family. We've been through one of the toughest times ever. So what do you want to see happening by the 1st of December? And make that very clear. And that is what you do in that second chair. That is about the G is getting very clear about your goal. You're giving the conscious mind's now giving a picture to the subconscious. And that's where you start with, I am so happy and grateful. Now that right? I have this happening in my family. I'm doing this in my relationships. And you start imagining all the beautiful things. Exactly what you want. So that's what you do in chair number 2. The other thing is that you need to own it. You need to own it. And by saying, I am so happy and grateful, you've now embraced the subconscious mind, which is 96% of you. You've now embraced that subconscious mind to own it, to really see it happening. So the more detailed you give this explanation on chair number 2, the better it will be. The more detail, the more is about the greater the picture, the more you feel like you're going to own it. And the more you'll get excited. Then you want to ask yourself, what actions do you need to take? Right, now I want you to move to chair number 3. See the chairs? Move to chair number 3, where you're looking at chair number 1 and chair number 2. Here you are here in chair number 3. And in chair number 3, you ask yourself 2 questions. They're very, very important questions, and they could be emotional for you. First question, what actions can I take to allow myself to achieve this goal? And one of the questions I used to love by John Canary and Bob Proctor was, what are 2 things that I can do before sunset tonight that would allow me to start going for my goal? Now, I took 2 big actions yesterday. Was my business. One wasn't totally great. I took the action, yeah? And I've learned heaps. We're either winning or we're learning. So, what are 2 actions before sunset tonight that you could already do? Now, in order for me to get well, what did I do? I put a picture of me all around the house. And it was a picture of me when I was very well. You could have a picture of you holding up a check or holding up the, in golf, they give you a green jacket, I think it is, or yellow jacket. In insurance, it's a yellow jacket. You have to have some sort of picture that tells you you're going to receive that goal. I worked with a disabled girl that didn't know how to swim the length of a pool. I put her in the end of the pool with me, and I got her touching the wall and putting her arms up saying, I did it, I did it, I did it. Her mother could not believe what I was doing, right? I said, just bear with me. I took her out of the pool, I took her to the other end of the pool, and I said, I'll swim with you in the other lane. But you see, she'd already seen herself successful. So of course she was going to swim that pool. Does that make sense? Once you've seen what you really want in this process, you're going to start thinking about the actions you need to take. And your thoughts won't be around why I can't do it. They'll only be around, have I done that today? Have I done that? So in order for me to get well, I had to put pictures of me being well up on the wall. And I had to now think about the actions, only the actions I could take to make it happen. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah? Okay, great. So now the second question you ask yourself in this spot. Yeah? Who do I have to become? Oh my gosh, that's so emotional. Who do I have to become to go from the first chair to the second chair? Who do I have to become? Who do you have to be? And I remember saying, step up. Yeah? Write that book. Because I was putting up so many objections as to why I shouldn't. That who's going to listen to my words? Who's going to do this? Who's going to do that? Am I resonating with anyone?
Oh, yeah.
When we think about all the reasons why we can't do it. Yeah? So it's about only thinking about how you can. That third chair is so important. What are the actions I need to take? And who do I need to become to go from chair 1 to chair 2? You see, it doesn't matter how many goals you set and how smart they are, SMART, specific, measurable, how are you going to measure it? As if now, that's why you say, I'm so happy and grateful, realistic and timed, you must have a date. It doesn't matter how many times you do that if you don't actually believe it. If you don't really step up and change the way you do, like Einstein said, you can't keep doing the same thing and expect to get that goal. The other point here is the universe will never give you that goal until you're ready to receive it. Ever. Yeah? So remember, in setting this goal, if you look at psycho-cybernetics, where you're here and you want to go to here, that's what you do every day. I'm asking you to, just watch me for a moment, I'm asking you to go off track. I want this goal to be big. I want you to head for something that you're not, right now, you don't really know if you can do it or not, but you know what? It's something you really love, and the universe wants you to improve yourself. So I'm asking you to go off track. Now, what happens when you start to go off track?
You lose your desire to go there.
Yes, there's a desire to go there, absolutely. What happens when an obstacle comes along?
That makes it more challenging, and maybe you want to do more.
Yeah. How many times when there's a challenge how many times when there's a challenge do you actually then go, I can't do this, and you head back to the old goal, right? The whole straight line.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? So we stop going off track. But I want you to remember this. What I learned was that by going off track and understanding that there was a challenge, I loved it. I would say, thank you, universe, for sending me this challenge. Why? Because I get that when I go through that challenge, When I learn how to address that challenge, it could be that I need to communicate more effectively with people. It could be that I need to do social marketing a lot better because of what happened yesterday. It can't even begin to tell you what that was. So, you know, you go through the challenge because we're winning or we're learning. Then the universe is going to send you another challenge. Go through it. And then another challenge. Go through it. Why? Because you're never going to receive that goal that you want unless you're ready to receive it. So if you haven't gone through the challenges, why would the universe send you $1 million if every time you get money you spend it? The universe isn't silly. It's not going to send you $1 million until you're ready to receive $1 million. Does that make sense? So
Yeah.
go through the challenges, embrace the challenges. Now I'll go, thank you, universe. Oh my gosh, that's such an interesting challenge. Like yesterday, in my business, I was asked to do some Facebook posts out to a particular country where our products are going to be launching. And so this lady was teaching us how to do it. And I did 3. I didn't just do 1 post. I did 3, right? And on that post, I did 2 of them correctly. And the 3rd one, I didn't put actually 3 cities in that country because it's got billions of people. I just wrote the name of the company. Oh my gosh. I've had 12,900 people contact me, and I've had 659 men propose to me.
Whoa.
from another country because I wasn't clear about what I wanted. Does that make sense, everyone?
Yeah.
I mean, I can laugh at it now, and I deleted the post. I first deleted the boost, and then I deleted the post. However, I got it. That was a challenge for me because I'm not totally great with technology, and I'm learning. So I laughed at it, and I was able to sleep after they all stopped phoning. 659 proposals, just too much for one lady for one day when I've never met them. So all I'm saying is take the learnings. We're winning or we're learning. I've learned what not to do next time. Yeah? So take the challenges, take the learning, and then what happens when the universe will just send you that goal all of a sudden, and it may not come on the 1st of December. One lady contacted me and said, oh, Lynda, I don't know what to do. I set a goal for December, but I've already made the 6.2 million in real estate and it's only October. She said, what do I do now? I said, well, I'd reset the goal. I said, because what you set was too puny for you. Does that make sense? It was too puny for you. Set it to 10 mil. Give yourself a challenge to have 10 mil worth of real estate done by December. Well, they elevated her so much up in the company, her boss ended up bringing me up to Caboolture in Queensland, and I ended up training the whole staff because of the results this one lady was getting from doing my programs. How powerful is that? Now, she got this message. She followed me everywhere and did my courses and set her goals and looked at them every day and said, how can I make that happen? So that's how we do the goal setting. The other thing that I want you to understand is that L in goals is love. Love your goal. Now, you can't love your goal if it's not in your subconscious mind. Love your goal. Fall in love with the goal. In other words, when we fall in love with a person, well, now I've got 659. When you fall in love with a person, you can't stop thinking about them, right? The same thing you're going to do with this new goal. You look at this goal every day. What are 2 things I can do today to get back to that? So that's what I did when I cured myself of lupus. I put a picture of me playing representative tennis because that's when I felt the most well, all around the house, and every day I'd look at it and say, what have I done today to get back to that? And it might just mean taking minerals. It might just mean going for a little walk. It might just mean whatever that was I had to do. It might just mean thinking positively. It might just mean saying no to all these things I was saying yes to. What are 2 things I have to do today to get back to that? And that's how I got well, doing that. Right? So focus on your goal, fall in love with it. Fall in love where you just can't wait. You know what? It actually wakes you up every morning. When I did this exercise that I'm showing you today, I set my goals beyond my death. That's huge for me. I'd never done that before. I sat in the chair. I got where I am now. I sat in the other chair about what I wanted instead, and I could see very clearly that I was writing books and that my biggest goal in life was to leave a legacy. Yeah? So I thought, I can't not write books because they are my legacy. It doesn't matter what happens to me physically if I've left the legacy. That's my goal. So then when I got to the 3rd chair, where you talk about who you have to become, that was very emotional. Very emotional. And so it was about and so that's when I said, step up. The universe wants you to be the best version of you. So step up. Write that book, I said to myself. And that's when I really started writing books, and now I can't stop. Yes, I actually have stopped this year. I've decided I'm not writing a book this year. I'm doing other things and other adventures and really enjoying myself. And it's just really lovely because you just make that decision. They want me to write a cooking book, and I can't because I don't know how to measure anything. When I cook, I just throw stuff in. So to have to sit there and measure everything for you guys so I can write a book ain't going to happen. Not on my shift. So I'll leave that to somebody else. There's so many beautiful cooks out there. So I'll allow that. Is anyone, what sort of questions have you got to ask me about goal setting?
I assume that when you see yourself in the future after your goal, it's a sort of a self-hypnosis. Close your eyes and you can see yourself, and you breathe it in, and you get all the emotions that go around it. And would that be right?
Absolutely. So you're allowing, see, the subconscious mind knows no difference between what is real and what is imagined. You with me? It doesn't know any difference. So you're giving it a whole new picture. You're giving it a whole new picture. Okay? And so now, because it's symbolic, because the subconscious mind is symbolic, it wants you to be very clear about that picture. And all of a sudden, in my mind, I knew how to write books. It was like, you know, you teach people the why, the what, the how, the what if. That's how people learn. Why don't you write your books that way? And then everyone's going to get something out of your book. And these ideas just poured into me. Then when I wrote the children's books, to do it alphabetically, just came to me because I had that much information. Okay, I can do that. Ages and attitude, everything was the same. It was just so fast, and people were appearing. I was on a TV show called Living Consciously, and a guy that was doing attitude stuff came on the TV show. Well, of course he did. And I said, would you mind if I can use your information in my book? He said, I'd love you to, as long as you mention my name. Of course I've mentioned his name right through the book. Dr. Mario Martinez, Dr. Eamon Kapora. They were right there at a convention and on a TV show when I was writing Ages and Attitude. Because the universe is going to send you everything you need to make that goal happen. Once you've decided, remember, get clear about your goal, that irrevocable decision that that's what you want. Now we've got the big stuff. Now I'm going to show you how to set the goal into the future. Janice is going to move with me. Okay? Janet's going to move with me. Right. So here we go. So here you are standing here. Here you are standing here, and you're in your now. Right? Remember what you did on those 3 chairs? So you're in your now. You can see yourself now in your new goal. The goal you just set and the person you've had to become, you're standing here. You with me? You close your eyes and you get very clear until all the hairs on your body that you haven't shaved stand up. Okay? Close your eyes and you get very attached to this spot. Now you're going to move one step. One step. Okay? Don't you love these girls? So, I'm one spot further ahead. Now, I'm going to close my eyes and I'm going to make sure that this is exactly what I want. Can I add any more color to it? Can I make it different? Can I make it bigger? Can I make it brighter? You know, writing those books or achieving those checks or bringing those relationships to me. What else can I do? Is there anything else that I need to do to make that goal a reality? Yeah? Close your eyes and you get very clear about that. And this is where the hairs on your legs and arms should all be standing up, because you're starting to really feel that goal emotionally. Okay? Right. Now we're going to take one step back. I'll just leave Janet where she is. We're going to take one step back to where you were. We're going to reach down and we're going to pick up that goal that you set, because you've got a picture. It's in a picture frame. Right? And we're going to bring that picture up and we're going to put it in front of our mouth. Why? Because your mouth gives life to other people. We know that, don't we? How many of us have done mouth to mouth on somebody, you know, through our life and they've come back to life? Our mouth and our air is going to blow this sucker into the future. Yeah? So this is the goal. So now I'm going to do 4 big breaths. You with me? I'm going to blow it into the future 4 times. 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to walk into the future with my goal. Right? I'm walking into the future. Now I'm going to drop the goal into the 1st of December. Okay? 1st of December. Okay. Drop the goal. Right, now see yourself in that goal. Start getting excited, 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 excited. See yourself in that goal. That's how you know the goal is going to come to reality. That's how. Now you're emotionally connected to that goal.
Hello, how did you go?
Yeah? Time's running out. How are you going? Just ask yourself 2 questions. What do I need to do to make this goal a reality? What do I need to learn? You guys are awesome. These guys are awesome helping me put this together today. I wanted to do that with you because it's really important. And remember, you cannot set another goal in your subconscious mind unless you clear some crap. And that's my job. So I'm going to do some group coaching. Look out for the emails, and we'll have small group coaching where we can share with you an opportunity to release some of the stuff that's inside of you so that these goals can become a reality. Who'd like that? Yeah? Anyone got any quick questions?
How many goals can you set, Lynda?
Okay,
can you set as many?
Yeah, you can set 1 or 2. So with your hands, you can pick up the goal. Like when I do couples coaching, I have 1 goal for them personally and then 1 goal for the relationship. Does that make sense? The same with the company. You can have 1 goal for you in the company and 1 goal for the company. And you blow them both into the future. 4 breaths each. You walk into the future and you put them down separately. So yes, you can do 2 goals at a time. And it's really important, especially when you're doing relationships, because it's important that you have your goal and the relationship has its goal. Or you have your goal and the business has its goal. Thank you, everyone. You've been amazing.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye now.
Thank you.
I'll send you the recording.
Yeah, love your work.
Thank
Bye-bye,
you.
Lynda. Thank you.
Bye.
This thing won't go. I have to stop the recording. No. This thing won't go. Oh, right. I pressed